All right, let's talk about the myth just to lose weight, just work out more and eat less, right? Because this, not that it's completely wrong. Obviously, it's not completely wrong. In some cases, that is what needs to happen. But I think what we tend to do is we tend to take that and take it to the extreme. And I think, especially as women, we tend to think, ooh, okay, the more I can work out, the more I can punish myself. And the less I eat, the better, right? And so we just take it to real extremes. And there is no faster way to wreck your metabolism and wreck your hormones. And let me tell you why. So I personally eat over 2,000 calories a day, and I would never eat less than 1,600 callries in a day. Now, obviously, that's calculated to me, to my shape and size and activity level, because it's different for every individual. But we all have something called a basal metabolic rate. And what that is it's the amount of calories that your body needs just to function, right? I'm not talking about physical activity levels. I'm not talking about, how much you're burning during the day with, exercise or anything like that. I'm talking about if you weren't exercising, what is just the minimum that your organs need just to be alive and to be able to function, right? That's your basal metabolic rate. And so it's a little different for everyone, obviously, depending on your height and your weight and your age and your gender and all of that. But we all have that minimum limit, that minimum threshold that we should never go below. That's very important. And so what tends to happen is, and I've seen this with say people who are using, there's lots of apps these days where you can track your macros, which are great, but they also give you, weight loss apps, they give you a calorie estimate of how much you're supposed to have per day, and they'll always ask you do you want to lose weight? I've seen so many of those, which are calculated by an algorithm and not an actual person, under-calculate the amount of calories that someone needs in a day and put them below their basal metabolic rate, which is extremely irresponsible, because what that does is when you're not getting enough calories to literally keep your body alive and, for your organs to function, your body's going to go into survival mode. And when your body goes into survival mode, it will hold on to every bit of fat. It will hold on to every last calorie because it thinks it's going to starve, right? This goes back to our primal ancestors, days when, we didn't have access to grocery stores and easily available food, and we were hunter-gatherers. We still have the same biology and metabolism as they did in those days. So you can't put your body in survival mode and then couple that with a lot of punishing exercise, right? For my type A go-getter ladies, it's usually lots of punishing cardio. That puts the body in survival mode. It spikes your cortisol. Your cortisol goes high. When cortisol goes high, you store fat, guess where? In the belly. Your body won't want to burn it because it feels like it's in a survival situation. And so many women have just absolutely wrecked their metabolism and their hormones by putting themselves in this state. Now, it's obviously something you can reverse, so I want you to know that. But don't do that to yourself, right? But obviously at the same time, we don't want to go to the other end of the extreme and be consuming excess calories, especially poor quality food, and no movement at all, because, then obviously, we all know if we're just continually overeating, the body's going to store that as fat as well. So what's the solution here? Well, the solution is you need to find your sweet spot. That, like everything in the body, hormones, metabolism, everything is balanced, right? You need to find your sweet spot. So what is your sweet spot that you're eating enough, you're above your basal metabolic rate, so your body doesn't think it's starving, you're not going into starvation mode, you have enough nutrition for your hormones, for energy, for you to feel good, for you to look good, but you're not eating so much that you're storing it as excess, right? So that's your sweet spot. So why not have a licensed healthcare practitioner specialized in women's health and hormones, who is a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer, help you calculate what exactly that sweet spot is for you and how do you tailor it to your hormones? Because us as women, we should never do anything without taking our hormones into account. We always need to do that as well. So that is what my new program, Metabolic Makeover, is all about. It's how do you nourish your body not punish it, so it feels safe and balanced enough so that we'll actually lose weight while you have better energy and balanced hormones. And that's why this is a female-focused approach, specifically built for women. After years and years in the field helping women who come to me for weight loss, but also I noticed that most diets cause problems with hormonal imbalances. Many times I've seen women come in and they've lost weight or they've lost fat on this specific diet. They might also have lost muscle tone. They might also be miserable, right? Their mood might be awful, their hormones might be off, and enough is enough. That's why this old way of doing things does not work. We deserve better. It's time for a female-focused approach that's going to balance your hormones and also help you reach the goals that you want to reach and maintain them easily in an enjoyable way long term, because this is not about suffering. This is not about deprivation. This is not about punishing workouts. This is about working smarter, not harder. That's what I'm all about. So if that's something you're looking for, click the link below, get more info on Metabolic Makeover. Ladies, I have built this program for you. Learn all my secrets to thriving.